Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
Canelo Exposed by Bivol proudly presents something that the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of Canelo Exposed by Bivol's subscribers. Now, last night, or at the time I'm shooting this, because this will come out later, but at the time he's shooting this, last night on the live, I tried to do my own pound for pound list, which wound up being a colossal disaster. And it got so bad because look, there's so many talented fighters in boxing. You're never ever gonna get everybody on the list. So when I tried doing mine, I came to the conclusion that fuck pound for pound. Like pound for pound doesn't mean as much as I thought it did. What really matters is dominating your weight class, truthfully speaking. And a guy that's dominated his weight class, has dominated his weight classes probably more than anybody in boxing over the last couple of years has been Alexander Usyk. Usyk, when he became the undisputed champion at cruiserweight, he made sure he cleared out all the champions. He defended the belt against Tony Bellew, which is very, very rare. You don't really see many undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed champions in general make a title defense as undisputed champion. And on top of that, when he left cruiserweight, there was nobody left to fight, which means he cleaned out the division. And that's like so rare. No fighter in boxing has cleared out their respective weight classes the way Usyk did at cruiserweight. And because of that, along with him moving to heavyweight and beating the guys like Chisora and then, beating Joshua to become the unified champion, because of that, I had him pound for pound number one on my list. And for the first time since 1988, yes, people, for the first time since 1988, Ring Magazine has made a heavyweight the pound for pound king of boxing. And the last pound for pound king of boxing from Ring Magazine was Mike Tyson, who was their actual original pound for pound king. For anybody who's done their history and their research, when Ring Magazine started doing the pound for pound list, it started with Mike Tyson, and then I believe it went to Chavez, and then from there on, you can trace the lineage from Tyson. So it starts with Tyson, and for them now it goes to Usyk. So it's very, very, very deserving. When I did my little pound for pound list, which caused me to say fuck pound for pound, I personally had Usyk number one. I'm not mad at anybody who has Crawford number one, but I had Usyk number one because when it comes down to it, this guy has dominated. Like he cleared out cruiserweight like nobody's done before. He was the first guy to be undisputed of all the active undisputed champions. He was like the first guy, or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But him and Crawford were the first two guys. But I believe it was him first. So I'll have to fact check that. And yeah, the fact that he's done that, he's moved up from cruiserweight to now boxing's glamour division. He beat up on Derek Chisora. And then he went to Anthony Joshua's backyard in one of boxing's most prestigious venues, the Wembley Stadium. And he went out there and he beat the brakes off Anthony Joshua. So, yeah, you gotta love what Usyk's done. You gotta love what he's accomplished. And the crazy thing is, like, he has a chance to beat Joshua again. He has a chance to potentially, really, really cement his place in the division. And then look, if that winds up happening, maybe he can lure Tyson Fury out of this quote-unquote retirement he's in and get Fury to fight him, because that would really, really, really cement Usyk's place in on the supposed pound for pound list as the Ring Magazine number one pound for pound fighter in the world. But aside from that, you look at his resume as well. Like all these guys he's beaten, like Marius Briedis, Michael Hunter, Joshua, Chisora, Bellew. Who else did he fight? That was Briedis, Krzysztof Glowacki, Marco Huck, Murat Gassiev. All these guys he's been beating up have been in the opponent's backyards, their hometown. So that makes the wins even more impressive. The fact that Usyk is going right to where these guys feel comfortable, leaving his comfort zone, and still putting a beating on these guys. So it goes to show you that Usyk's built a little bit different. He's cut from a bit of a different cloth, and he deserves a spot. Many years ago, I made a video, and I had when Alexander Usyk became the undisputed champion, people. When he became undisputed champion, I actually said he was the best fighter in boxing, and if you were to do a pound for pound list, it would have to start with him at number one. And I had him number 1 back in 2017, and I always said that Usyk was better than Lomachenko. I always said that he was the best Ukrainian fighter in the sport. And a lot of people were like, well, no, you're being premature. They try to put down the cruiserweight division and paint this narrative of like the cruiserweight division was one of the weakest divisions in boxing. When in all actuality, if you really like watch that cruiserweight division, that was one of the deepest weight classes at that time. Because like damn near everybody he beat in the WBSS was undefeated. Like Marius Briedis, right? He beat Marius Briedis in the semifinal of that tournament. Marius Briedis, after Usyk beat him, still went on to become the Ring Magazine lineal champion at cruiserweight. So a lot of these guys that he beat still have had fruitful careers after he's beaten them, which shows their quality and their ability to bounce back from a tough performance against him. So yeah, I've always thought he was the best Ukrainian. I've always thought highly of him for not just now with Joshua, but even back when he was at cruiserweight, because people try to say it was weak, and in reality, it was probably in the top 3 most deepest weight classes in boxing at the time he became undisputed. The problem is that it's like Roy Jones Jr. said in the song "Y'all Must Have Forgot." He said, and they got the nerve to say, "I ain't fighting nobody. I just make him look like nobody." And that's what Usyk was doing. He was making these undefeated guys, these champions, a guy like Briedis, right? Briedis been one of the better cruiserweights for a long time, and Briedis, Marius Briedis, he's the guy in the division right now. All these years later, so it just goes to show you the quality he has on his resume, and then it's also the skills and the skills that he's displayed as a smaller man moving up to heavyweight that you also got to factor in. So well deserved. Put himself in great company as the only heavyweights to be number 1 pound for pound on Ring Magazine's new list. I don't agree with everything on the list. Like Canelo dropped from like number 1 to number 6, which I'm not mad about, but that happened. What I'm really mad about is they had so Chocolatito was number 9 at the last Ring Magazine pound for pound list. Now he dropped to number 10, and they replaced him at number 9 with Josh Taylor. And we know what happened with Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor got his ass waxed by Jack Cattleman and got a gift. So why is the ring rewarding corruption? I ain't with all that, but that's another story for another day. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.